Mechs in science fiction means a large piloted combat robot. Do you like mechs? I do. I'm really grateful to be joined by my co-host Daniel Lewa today. We're reviewing the top 100 LEGO Mechs. How many mechs do you own in your collection? Couple of criteria. To qualify for this top 100 list, you have to be a piloted vehicle, usually bipedal. You have to have 2 legs, at least 2 arms, or you have to have mech in the actual set name. Sorry if we missed your favorite mech. I apologize in advance. Daniel Lewa and I are going to go ahead and go back and forth on each one and give a brief comment. As we get higher, we'll probably have a little bit more to say.
There are a bazillion LEGO Mechs. We've only selected the top 100, so there may or may not be some omissions here, but hopefully this covers a wide range of all the crazy LEGO Mechs that we're going to see.
Starting with our number 100.
Lloyd's Elemental Power Mech. This isn't even out yet, and the color scheme is whatever.
Number 99, Silver Bad Guy. We're pushing what it means to be a mech. Yes, he does have legs. Yes, it is robotic. Yes, it is piloted. Yes, he has arms.
98, White Good Guy. The dumbest LEGO set name ever made.
Number 97, Kai's Fire Mech. He's like low riding, which is unique. Other than that, not much going on.
Number 96, Alpha Team Aquatic Mech. Kind of cool that it's underwater, and the best part is actually the fish.
Number 95, Throwback to the Mind Mech. Kind of a goated set, let's be honest.
Number 94, the Baxter Robot Rampage. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at here, but it is TMNT, and there's a lot of fans of that.
Number 93, we're basing it off the Doc Ock side of this mech battle, but Spider-Man and Doc Octopus mech battle. Kind of cool personification of Doc Ock with the 4 arms in the back.
Number 92, Spider-Man and Green Goblin mech battle. This is based off the Spider-Man mech. And as a Spider-Man's vehicle, it's kind of cool, especially because it has all the little extra leg things on the top.
Number 91, the Samurai Mech. It's just not much going on here. I do like the Samurai sword and the dual blades, but come on, what is this?
Number 90, Superman versus Power Armor Lex Luthor. It's not memorable. There's not really any clear defining silhouette, and a good mech has a very strong silhouette.
Number 89, Kai's Mech Jet. Probably the most mid set of all time. Daniel Lewa has this set and has never built it. Still in the box.
88, Captain America Mech Armor. Probably the worst of all the Marvel mini mechs, but it has a cool shield.
Number 87, Gorilla Grodd Goes Bananas. The name is definitely cooler than the set, but the little Batman mech, it's a cool little personification of Batman.
Number 86, Lex Luthor Mech Takedown. A little more unique, especially because of a pretty cool translucent weapon.
Number 85, Stormtrooper Mech. It's alright. I don't know how I feel about these Star Wars mechs, but you could actually see this in the Star Wars universe one day of a Stormtrooper in a mech. It could be pretty dope.
Number 84, Boba Fett Mech. The color scheme actually perfectly matches what Boba Fett's armor really is.
Number 83, Black Panther Mech Armor. I liked building this one because of the sleek legs and the big claws. Really reminded me of Black Panther with the little nano shield in the front.
Number 82, Wolverine Mech Armor. Fantastic weapons, and it perfectly replicates Wolverine's wrist claws.
Number 81, Hulk Mech Armor was super fun because of the big hands and his toes and feet. Purple shorts, they nailed it.
Number 80, Uplink. This is just a solid, cute little mech with a rocket on its arm.
Number 79, similar Sentry. Imagine Army building these. These sets were amazing.
Number 78, Cyclone Defender. We love to see creative uses of weapons on mechs, and a rotating shield is pretty cool with blades on it.
Number 77, the Space Mining Mech. It's cool.
Number 76, Exosuit. One of the very first ideas set, and it looks like it's a mock, not always necessarily a good thing.
Number 75, River Dragon. The name is really cool, but probably one of the lesser Exoforce sets.
Number 74, War Machine Mech Armor. The best of the Marvel mini mechs, because this literally could be a suit that War Machine wears.
Number 73, speaking of dope, the Claw Crusher. Giant claw and Gatling gun, and looks pretty bulky for probably a really cheap price.
Number 72, Robo Stalker. This is a retro throwback, but the trans neon orange color scheme kind of makes this really pop.
Number 71, Miles Exoflex suit. Miles Exoflex suit. Don't laugh at this, guys. Imagine having your nephew or niece play with this as a Duplo set. Kind of goated, let's be honest.
70, hard to follow that last one up, but Recon Mech RP. Very distinct silhouette with kind of a protruding snout and nice gripper arms.
Number 69, Emmett's Triple Decker Couch Mech. I love how quirky this is, and yes, this is a mech, guys.
68, Lloyd's Hydro Mech. It kind of looks like it's just a bunch of wrecked ship parts that were kind of thrown together in a mech. That's part of the charm.
67, another retro one, the Robo Stalker. It looks very retro, looks like retro space, and I'm a big fan.
Number 66, Kai's Elemental Fire Mech. It's built up pretty well, but, there's nothing other than it's a fire mech.
Number 65, what am I looking at? The Samurai Mech. What is going on here? It is kind of cool. I just can't really describe what I'm looking at.
Number 64, the Salvage Mech. Some very strange angles and choices on this, but it has a net as its hand, so that's pretty cool.
Number 63, Monkey Kid's Combi Mech. Surprise, Monkey Kid is here with a giant cloud machete, and he's ready to take on his adversaries.
Number 62, Captain Carter and the Hydra Stomper. This could actually be a military machine, and it perfectly captures what we see in the What If show.
Number 61, Batman Mech versus Poison Ivy Mech. Is this pretty striking silhouette? We're getting into some cooler ones now, but...
Number 60, the Titan Mech Battle. We're judging this one more off of the cool possessed ghost mech. I just don't know what's going on with the front of the train locomotive pieces on all these shoulders.
Stop using the train pieces as shoulder pads, guys. It's weird. Number 59, Ice Bites Claw Driller. Okay, shout out Chima. This is actually kind of a cool mech. A lot of unique stuff going on.
Okay, 58, Tech Wizard Showdown. Nexonites is a lot for some people, and this has quite a crazy color scheme, but at least the weapons are solid.
Number 57, the Golden Mech. I like the unique head. I like the elegance of it. It deserves the 57 spot.
56, Black Knight Mech. Definitely a really better use of the color scheme for Nexonites in this mech.
Number 55, shout out Iron Man Detroit Steel Strikes. Really the concept of this set is what put it up here for the fact that we got a Detroit Steel set, but the mech is nice and compact as well and matches the minifigure really well.
54, Bladvik's Rumble Bear. This is a lot, and it's like half mech, half tank.
53, a newer one, Bias Knuckles Guardian Mech. I think the mech matches the minifigure very well. It was super fun to build.
52, Cole's Elemental Earth Mech. Very distinctive shaping.
Number 51, Goated Magma Mech. Okay, we need more unique arms like this nowadays. An extending claw and a water extinguisher arm.
50, halfway through, Sandy's Power Loader Mech. Really cool functions on this one with rotating arm and a punching fist. It's our first and only Big Fig mech.
Now we're in the top 50. We're getting a little bit cooler ones, such as Egghead Mech Food Fight. My favorite DC set ever made. A really unique silhouette and also very quirky.
48, Sora's Elemental Tech Mech. Wow, what a fantastic color scheme.
Number 47, Tony Stark Sicarian Iron Man. We finally saw this episode, but the colors of the salvaged mech look really cool. It's one of the best Hulkbuster silhouette sets.
46, War Machine Buster. Again, maybe this works even better as a Hulkbuster set. The color scheme is really clean, and all the weapons used as well.
Number 45, Iron Man, Ironmonger Mayhem. It looks like it's ripped straight out of the show. Iron Man 1 is classic, and they did a really good job on this mech, and the pistons and the suspension is awesome.
44, Gorzan's Gorilla Striker. It's kind of cool that it's like, kind of looks like a rotund gorilla, especially with the face shaping.
Come on, man. Banana machine gun, giant freaking finger, 6-pack gorilla, giant. This gorilla mech is kind of goated. 43, oh, this one looks so cool. The Eradicator mech. Looks just so much like arcade sci-fi space.
42, the King's mech. This is actually the best, in our opinion, of the Nexonites mechs.
Okay, we're getting in the top 40. We're getting some cool ones. This is Diva and Reinhardt. Maybe you could argue these aren't mechs, but they are. I love how well that Reinhardt is incorporated. His actual minifig head is the head of the mech, and they just look perfect from Overwatch. 40,
the Fire Mech from LEGO Ninjago movie. This is really cool. It's basically like a firefighter mech, except it uses fire to fight.
Number 38, Sky Guardian. Is our nostalgia being biased right now? But I don't know. Exoforce, these mechs are just amazing.
Number 39, the Undersea Explorer. Fantastic Atlanta set, not just because of the super cool Pokemon-looking undersea creature, but because the mech actually transforms into kind of a tank vehicle as well.
Number 37, the Blade Titan. Giant Gatling gun, giant spinning reflector shield. Need I say less? Need I say more?
Number 36, Supernova. Very striking presence, and you can feel like this thing steps on the ground, the earth would shake.
Elemental Dragon, a more modern mech, the Empress mech. It's really solid. I love the posability, the claw, the sword, all looks really striking. I'm actually a big fan.
Number 34, the Assault Tiger. I always was struck by the crazy giant shin guards that this guy has, and would be pretty good in soccer, I feel like.
Number 33, newer one, Monkey Kid's Mini Mech. This is either the coolest set ever or the worst set ever, depending on your opinions, because he's a little chibi Monkey Kid mech on a giant flying cloud. It's whimsical.
32, the Fire Vulture. It's very distinctive with the giant turbine on the back. You can clearly tell that it's great because it can just fly around and attack with its giant flamethrower.
Fangpire mech, number 31. Oh, these Fangpire sets were so cool with the snake head on front. Really distinctive, and we don't really have any mechs like this.
Number 30, the Hulkbuster Battle of Wakanda. This is the best Marvel mech, let's be honest. It captures all the shaping of the Hulkbuster perfectly. You can fit a minifigure in there.
This is the one Hulkbuster set that we included because, in our opinion, this is the best Hulkbuster set because of minifig scale, the torso shaped perfectly, and this is the Hulkbuster to get. Number 29, the Golden Guardian. What is this weapon that he has? Oh my gosh, they were so extra with this theme. Please make more like this, LEGO, immediately.
28, the Spider-Mech versus Venom. This Venom mech is technically a mech because it's controlled. You sit Venom on top and move him around. But the shaping of how they capture the mouth and everything in brick-built form is immaculate.
Number 27, classic, the Grand Titan. This is just so OG, so classic. Scissors hand, laser machine gun.
26, the Firestone mech. There's a lot here that's to like, but it's trying to have a kind of a lost identity, whereas in the show it's a coal mech, here it's a Kai mech, and it doesn't quite nail either one perfectly.
Number 25, the Stealth Hunter. Love the colors so much, featuring Hikaru, and the blade matches perfectly. They nailed this one, the wings, the aerial essence, love it.
24, Thor's Transforming Mech Bike Racer. Probably one of the most unique mechs on this list because it literally transforms into a bike.
Number 23, probably the coolest name ever, Chameleon Hunter. Giant claw. I like the shape of the torso is more unique, and then it has a mini robot deployable mech on its other hand.
22, Spider-Man Doc Ock's Tentacle Trap. This is a wacky mech because it has all of those Doc Ock arms, but it's a great encapsulation of Doc Ock as a character.
Number 21, probably the coolest Jurassic Park set I've ever seen. T-Rex versus Dino Mech battle. I love the colors of this Dino Mech, and it actually provides a cool buildable dino instead of just a giant, molded one.
Number 20, Garma Mecha Man. Interesting how they tried to tie in a lot of the fishy undersea theme to the baddies in this movie, but definitely offers a distinctive shaping for the head and the weapons for this mech.
In the top 20, we're getting some pretty cool ones. The 19, Quake Mech. Okay, yeah, it doesn't have 2 feet. Guys, it has mech literally in the title. I love the silhouette of this triangle silhouette.
Number 18, Robo Attack. This is such a kind of like a retro, cheesy, over-the-top, corny throwback to kind of James Bond 60s era type villains, and it works wonderfully.
Number 17, Emmett's Constructo Mech. Let's talk about quirky. Steamroller hand, bulldozer hand, 2 giant cranes holding concrete, and shout out to the tread feet.
Number 16, Sonic vs. Dr. Eggman's Death Egg Robot. This is a quirk on a whole other level. I don't even know if this is something in the games.
It is.
Matt has this one.
It is in the games, and they could have some more sticker detail, but the mech itself, the legs are just done perfectly. The torso is just so thick and rotund and perfect. Number 15, okay, I'm biased. Thunder Fury. Come on, guys. Is this not the most classic? This is so awesome. I love the hexagonal torso, the chainsaw, the machine gun, and the color scheme.
14, Evil Macaque's Mech. And while in the set you can't actually put Macaque inside, in the show it is technically a mech. That's really cool. It kind of does better what the Firestone mech was doing, having this dual color scheme with different shaping on each side. But the best part is definitely the staff. The giant staff is such a cool weapon.
All right, number 13. A little bit of an exception here, but let's be honest. The Sentai Fortress is the mech set because it comes with 3 mechs, a crawler, giant turrets, everything. So we're mainly going off the biggest mech here, but we kind of had to take the whole thing as a whole, and I think it's definitely deserving of being in the top 13 here.
Number 12, the Iron Condor. What a presence this one has, and the box art just does such a good job portraying how threatening this would feel if this one or multiple of these are descending upon the city to be attackers.
Number 11, the Arrow Booster. This is just Gundam to the max. Oh my gosh. I love how extra and over the top all these boosters are. It's so amazing.
Top 10 LEGO mechs of all time up to 2024. Number 10, Maze Dragon Mech. If you just look at this could come straight out of any mecha anime, anything. The shaping is perfect. The colors are perfect. And the fact that it's all can be kind of mounted onto this kind of rig where it's constructed feels like something straight out of Evangelion or something. But yeah, this is a beautiful mech.
That rig is so mecha. Number 9, really good. It's at Lloyd & Era's Ninja Team Mechs. It is giving Gurren Lagann in the fact that there's a smaller mech with a face on it in the middle that can be detachable, but both mechs look good on their own. It looks a lot more like a Sage mech with the hat and the staff.
Especially the clogs for the kind of the shoes. Crazy detail. Number 8, Jay's Titan Mech. Another very distinctive design, especially with the kind of hair braid type thing coming out of the head. Tons of articulation. And something that's great about LEGO Mechs nowadays is they're getting more articulation for the knees and elbows. And while the weapon isn't the most unique, the fact that it has just a bunch of swords and big swords is a plus.
These Titan Mechs are the best thing about Ninjago. Giant Buster Sword, Cloud Strife. Number 7, Nia Samurai X Mech. I think it looks a little better in person when you build it. This thing is thick and it's bigger than the other Titan mechs. It has a very strong presence. I love the dual mini swords, more machete style, but I am a big fan of this.
Number 6, Zane's Titan Mech Battle. This was one of the first Ninjago mechs that really just came out and shocked everybody with how posable it was, how chunky it was, and of course, very anime inspired with the whole kind of nose, eyes, mouth built onto the chest of it.
Top 5 mechs in our opinion. Number 5, it's deserving of the spot, the Monkey King Warrior Mech. If you've built this thing, you understand why it's up here in the top 5. It is so extra. The colors are spectacular. The shaping is spectacular. And the best thing about it overall is how extra and over the top it is with the giant horns and the giant Monkey King staff, which can extend to any length, and they did not hold back whatsoever.
Number 4, Voltron. What can we say about this that hasn't been said already about Voltron? Not only is it an incredible mech on its own, but you can split it up into 5 distinct lions that all have their own different personality, color, design, the ethos. The weapon is shaped perfectly.
Well, they just nailed the form and the function because all of them look good on their own and they all look good together, and it's just so much fun. And yes, disclaimer, this one doesn't have any minifigures piloting it, but canonically it is piloted. Number 3, Boing Lloyd's Titan Mech. There's barely any exposed studs on this at all. Like, this is a detailed, perfect combination of playability and displayability and maturity, as well as juvenile, because it's a playable, detailed set. I think it deserves the top 3 spot.
I would agree. My only issue with a lot of these modern Ninjago mechs is that they all have some sort of blade, spinning blade, and some sort of sword katana thing. There's not too much creative liberty with the weapon choices that we saw, for example, with the Exoforce. But everything else is immaculate. Number 2, the Monkey King Ultra Mech. Some people might not agree with putting this over the Warrior Mech, but this takes everything the other one did and elevates it. As far as the color scheme works a lot better with just sticking to gold, turquoise, red. The shaping, like similar to the Lloyd's Titan Mech, very polished, very finished off, very detailed. There's no space that's wasted. And you have unique weapons where you have kind of the dual katana things on the right hand, and on the left hand you have the giant staff. And of course, what I love about these is all the extra vinyl pieces that are used for the accent. Everything that a mech could and should be.
And the number 1 mech, may not agree, drumroll, the Ninja Ultra Combo Mech. Okay, well, this is not as detailed as the Monkey King Ultra Mech. This is not cool as some of these other mechs. Let's just be honest with ourselves for once in our lives. Could you please look at this mech and say, okay, this came straight out of Gurren Lagann, this came straight out of Japan. Look how striking the silhouette is. Not only that, it's Voltron in the sense that it combines into different vehicles. Sometimes split functions take away from the main build, but I don't think that's really done here. All the colors are still themed per their ninjas. Coles has his black vehicle, Kai has his red vehicle, Zane has his white vehicle, but when they all come together, the color scheme really does work, and that's extremely impressive and difficult to do. So this has such a presence. It would be so fun to display and play with.
Yeah, this is kind of a beautiful design summation of all of the other mechs that we've talked about. You have the split functionality of Voltron, where everything can stand on its own or be combined. You have unique weapons with the drills, and of course katana, because it's Ninjago, but especially with the drills, kind of inspired from some of the other Exoforce stuff. And the colors, all while being very different, they all coalesce into one distinct whole that really represents the teamwork that's required for the ninjas to successfully operate and save the world. So that is why it's number 1.
We actually lied to you. There's a different top spot. Surprise, there's a number 0. Meek. Yes, it's a mech, guys. See, he's right there. Here's the purple one and his arms. And look, they copied this set with this. Look, it's the same silhouette if you go back and forth.
What have you learned, Matt, after looking at the top 100 mech sets of all time?
What I've learned is, I don't want to bash on the LEGO group, but there is a lot of potential that needs to be re-erected, in the sense that you could tell in our list a lot of the Exoforce sets were really high ranking because of how unique, original, and dope they were. That only translates nowadays to the newer Ninjago and Monkey Kid. They're just pushed into those categories. You don't get like sci-fi mechs, you don't get other types of mechs. They're always going to Ninjago and Monkey Kid. So would I like to see more original mechs that aren't in that theme? Yes.
I totally agree. And I think a big pain point for a lot of AFOL adult collectors, and whenever a new set is announced where it's like, oh, here's another mech, it's because it's another generic mech. And we saw a lot of kind of generic mechs on this list, but there are another 100 or so that we didn't include because they were too generic and not interesting enough. But we've seen the potential for incredible mech designs. And when they work, a mech is a really cool combination of form and function. It can be playable, it can be displayable, kind of has an action figure quality about them. There's so much room for innovation still, and I'm excited to see the directions that they go forward with this.
So more mechs, please. Keep improving your mechs, please, LEGO. Would you agree? Do you disagree with our list? More so, the main question I want to know is, what is your number one mech of all time? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll go ahead and see you next week.